Hi everyone, welcome back to this series where we want to turn our passions into profit. So today's video is all about the actual entrepreneurship side of things. So we spoke a little bit about finding our niche, about building an audience, selecting the social media platforms you want to use, and all of that good stuff, right? Now we want to actually speak money. So how are we going to make this money? How are we going to be an entrepreneur online? And I mentioned in my first video that I moved to Dubai 6 months ago, and I was afforded this lifestyle because I made money online, because I was able to turn my passion into profit, but not in an influencer way, not in a way where I am like selling products and I'm having to like give up my privacy and things like that. I haven't done that. I've been able to turn my passion, which is education, something that's really boring, something that people don't usually engage with. I've been able to turn that into something that can make money for me through a business and through working with brands that align with my values. And I know you probably already know this, but before we go on, I want to speak about why having a passive income is so important. And I know that income in general is a really touchy subject at the moment, especially like in the UK. There's a cost of living crisis where things are just so expensive, like for no reason, and it just doesn't match up with the amount that people are getting paid. Like even people that have had such an extensive education, like doctors, are not getting paid a wage where they can even buy a house, right? So it's, you know, it's really important now to, I think, to have a passive income. And it was even more so highlighted during the pandemic, where people lost their jobs, where people were laid off just like that for no reason, where people were put on furlough, where people had to leave wherever they were and just at the drop of a hat, their businesses were lost. Like so many things happened, and it just, I feel like it just really highlighted to me and my husband especially that we cannot depend on an employer. Like we cannot depend on an employer for our income, for our financial freedom, for our lifestyle, for the lifestyle that we absolutely cannot. Like nothing is guaranteed if you're depending on someone else. And so what we did was in November 2020, we launched the Page Doctor. So the name was my husband's idea. In fact, the whole idea was his idea. I have to admit and put my hands up. Because I was just kind of editing by myself, and I was just like in the corner doing things in the evening, in the morning, and 4 a.m. and 3 a.m. and it was way too much for me. And he was like, look, let's make it into an actual company. Let's hire people that will do this work for you. Like you don't have to do this anymore. There are people that are just as good as you that can do this. And that is how we ended up actually starting and founding the Page Doctor. That was in November 2020. So that's like 6 months into the pandemic. It was the perfect catalyst. And this is why I'm trying to kind of show you that having passive income, having income where you don't have to be at work, you don't have to be up at 9 o'clock in the morning. You can do what you want. You can live where you want. You can wear what you want. You can be who you want to be because you're not relying on an external source to make your money. And let me just clarify something. This lifestyle isn't for everyone. I have to be completely honest. You have to have self-discipline. You have to be able to control and reflect on yourself and your own time, how you're spending it, what you're doing with it. You have to have good financial education. You have to be able to invest in yourself. You have to be able to kind of invest in others to be able to make yourself and your business better. Like there's so many layers to it, which is why I'm sure you've seen recently, there's so many influencers that have become like full-time online, and then after a year they say, oh guys, I'm going back to work, because they are not cut out for this. Like in the nicest possible way, they don't know how to regulate their time. Their to-do list is errands, going to the post office, dropping back this, return. Like that's not work. that's not going to make you money, right? It's all well and good to have that as your to-do list. That's not work. That's not reality. You can't make money like that. So a lot of them have gone back to work because that gives you a stable income. So it's really important that you understand that it's attractive from the outside to be an entrepreneur and like live in Dubai, but I am working. Like I am sat down, I have a diary, I have a schedule, I have meetings, I have timelines. Like I don't just do what I want. I can do what I want, but I don't. And that's why I am successful. And that's what I have to emphasize first and foremost. Okay, let's talk about monetization. You have a number of ways to monetize, and I want to touch upon two different aspects. I want to touch upon the more influencing side where you actually want to build a brand, and then of course you want to like work with brands and things like that, which is fine, but I think it's quite temporary. And when I see big influencers only working with other companies, I'm like, a bit risky. Like, in a year or two, you're not going to be relevant anymore. Build your own, build something that's yours. Like, start something that's yours. And that's what I kind of want to focus more on when it comes to monetization. Now, there's a few ways that people have made an absolute killing online without working with anyone else, without working on brands, because that's just another way of depending on someone else. It's not an employer, but it's another kind of an employer. So the ways that you can do this is online courses, hear me out, online courses, templates, resources, consultations. And those are kind of the main ways that people are making money. Now, I'm going to start with courses. Courses are a bit of a touchy one because I think a lot of people think that you can just make some random videos, make some random resources, go on Canva, slap something on something and sell a course and Bob's your uncle. It works for some, but I think what you want to do is you want to actually provide value. So if your page is about, let's just do my page. If my page is about AI in academia, and I create a course that's actually about AI in academia, I actually have one. It's a 3-hour course. I'm going through the structure, how to use AI, best practices, examples, prompts. I have templates, and I've got this course that's a lot more useful and beneficial than like my 1-minute videos. That is worth selling, right? That's a valuable course. I don't feel guilty about selling that, okay? But there are other courses online that people sell where I feel like it's just selling a dream, okay? So you're selling a dream, you're selling a lifestyle that many people are not going to be able to achieve. So they're buying it and you're making crazy money, but I personally think my morality would not allow me to do that. So this is on you. Like, whatever you decide to do, you can sell a course that sells a dream, that shows people that there's a lifestyle out there that they can live, or you can sell a course where you're actually providing tangible value. I'll leave that for you. The second way is templates. I started making templates about 1.5 years ago now. And I've got about 20 now, I think, different templates that guide people through the process of writing an essay, writing a literature review, using ChatGPT, writing a PhD thesis. I have various different templates. And the purpose of a template for my content is to supplement what I'm already telling you. So there's nothing in the template that I haven't said online for free, right? The template is there as an online resource that you can actually, is tangible, that you can actually print out, so you can write on it, it's yours, and it has all that information in one place and you can reuse it again and again. And these templates are like £5, £10, like it's nothing much. For me, the templates are more about quantity than getting like high value ticket items. I really want them to be as accessible as possible. So you could also provide something like that. Like if your content is based off of like parenting or like recipes or productivity or being a student, you can create a template, a planner, a daily planner for students. You can create a recipe planner or recipe book or something and then sell that for £5. Imagine you sold 100 for £5. That's £500. And all you did was the work once. That's what passive income is. And that is what you want to aim for. Money that you make when you're asleep. Let me go on my phone right now. Let me do it right now. I don't even look at it anymore because it's so passively. 79.86, £22, £12, £10, £66, £12.30. That is all passive income that has just come through people buying like one template or two templates or like a bundle. And I've done nothing. Now, I did it before. I did it like a year ago. I've done nothing since then. It requires no extra work. And I sell my products on Gumroad. I think Gumroad's a good platform. Like there are so many different platforms that you can use. Do your research, but I use Gumroad. I think it's easy to use, nice interface, nice login for the customer who's purchased your templates. You can do like a newsletter. There's so many different things that you can do with Gumroad, and you've got the customer's email address as well, so you can add them to an email list if they allow that. So yeah, there's so many different ways that you can actually monetize when it comes to templates. And I think it's an easy way to monetize personally. Now, let me know if you want a more in-depth video about creating an online course, because creating an online course can be a course within itself, genuinely. It's not difficult at all. I think it's quite simple, to be completely honest, but it just requires a bit of planning, knowing how you're going to record, knowing the pain points of your audience, really targeting the structure, like what else are you going to bundle with that course? So like with my course, I have a template, I have the recording, like, you want to add value. It's not just the video, like it's also more that you're getting for your money, like how much to price. I priced mine pretty low, like I charge £50 for my course, when other creators will charge £1,000, £2,000, yeah, for their courses. And I know my audience, they're students, I know that they're young people, they come from different backgrounds. So for me, I'm like, I'm not gonna gain anything by charging £1,000 for a course that only the rich and capable would be able to buy, right? I'd rather charge £50. It's still a good enough amount that means that it's worth my while, but it's also accessible to people. It's one dinner or two dinners, it's like as an outfit. Like it's something that people who want to value and want to actually pay for it could afford. And that's kind of how I price mine. But remember that the pipeline from the beginning, so let's go back to the first video. The first video was about finding your niche, finding what is interesting to you, finding what you enjoy, finding like what is your passion, turning that into profit. So you enjoy this thing, you find love, you find enjoyment, you find like, entertain this thing is you love, you really like it. How can you then take that into something that is profitable? And one of the ways that you can do that so easily is by creating templates and creating courses. Again, there are so many different platforms that you can use to create your course. There's Thinkific, there's Teachable, there's loads of platforms that just make the process really seamless. I personally just use Gumroad. Again, I think I'm already there and you want to minimize how many things you pay for. Like I'm already on Gumroad, so why not just put my course there? But I think if I was to create something a lot bigger, I'd probably put it on a platform where it was designed just for courses. Again, if you are interested in trying to design your own course, trying to think about the structure, I've actually done this before for a big kind of educational company who has designed courses. So I'm happy to help. Let me know if you'd like to work with me for that. I'll leave my links down below. I'll leave everything down below so you can contact me. And I find this stuff so interesting. I think about it from a scientific perspective, from like a teacher perspective, from an educator perspective, and then also as an influencer, myself. I like to combine all of those skill sets and mindsets, and that's what I'll be coming to you with. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this fourth video where we talked a little bit about monetizing your content, creating courses, and in the last one, we're going to be speaking about monetizing through consultations and through building a newsletter email list.